My name is John Frink, and I own the Painter Bros franchise of East Denver. So when I first came into the opportunity, and I was thinking actually I was going to keep my original job, and I was going to do this as a part-time type job. And I actually worked out a severance package, and now I'm doing it full-time, and I'm so happy that I am, because I think that the first pro forma I wrote, I'll probably triple that my first year in, which in most businesses just never happens. You know, my wife and I have started probably over 12 different businesses, and I've never had one that's going to become successful that quick. I actually heard about it through a gentleman that wrote a book, and the name of the book was Hire Yourself, and the gentleman's name was Pete Gilfillan, and Pete actually presented 4 different franchises for me. And then it was up to me to look at each franchise, analyze the franchise, understand what the franchise did, what the financial commitment was for the franchise. And I looked at all 4 of them, gave them all, it's pretty long, lengthy process to make sure that I picked out the right one that suited our personality and fit our lifestyle. I was coming out of a fairly large company, a large construction company, and I felt like the Painter Bros was the best franchise for us and our lifestyle. Some of my biggest struggles have been that I came out of a president's position where I was used to telling people how to do or what to do, and they had to go figure it out. Now I'm the one-man guy that has to go figure it out and get it done. So that has always, I guess on the IT side, there's been some struggles for me where I'm actually doing the work instead of telling somebody to go get it done or do the work. And so I've struggled a little bit with that, but I'm working my way through it, and Bailey and the team has helped. You can tell Zach has a passion for the painting business, and you can see that he has spent a lot of time in the industry. He's done a lot of research for the franchisees, and Bailey has done a great job putting the packages together. She does a lot of the IT stuff, and she is teaching us all the time how to be better at what we do, and that was very beneficial, still is very beneficial. We have training once a week. When you have a question, you can pick up the phone, you can call people. They're adding new people all the time, so feel it's very good. They've actually started to grow also, so they're growing as we're growing, and it's kind of that partnership that really works well. My favorite part is the people. I love people. I love talking to the people. You find a satisfied customer at the end of the process. You've gone in, you've estimated it, you've brought in somebody to paint it. They've painted their house, and they're seeing this change in their house, and those people are so happy at the end of it, and they're like, you can see it. We just did a lady's interior here like a week ago, and she actually, I was there right at the end, and she was so happy, and she gave us a bottle of wine because she was just so happy with the end product, and that's the reward of it. It's the gratification that you've helped somebody through that process. And on the industrial side, there's always that, even one of my first jobs is a hotel out on Buckley Air Force Base, and getting to know the general manager, and the general manager out there, I can already see it where, he is anxious to see his hotel improved, right? So there's always that at the end of the job. If you do a good job, people will recognize it, and they're very happy, and they're happy to express it to you that, it looks good. Well, right now I've only been awarded 1, but I have bid 6 Walmarts, which if I get all 6 Walmarts, I'm going to have a very busy summer. Zach has done multiple Walmart stores in the past, and because he is an approved Walmart painter, we all have this opportunity, and Walmart has actually brought to him potentially 100 Walmart stores for us to paint as franchisees. And from where I'm sitting as a franchisee, knowing that the franchise is bringing that is huge. And that's where I feel so good about the franchise that we have bought, is that, it was our investment. It was our life savings, right? And you invest that, and, the payback is going to be, the ROI could be less than a year on that, and that's huge. I don't know that any other franchise I could have bought would have paid back that quick. The national team, there's actually a team that supports the national accounts, and so they're talking with the national people, giving us the opportunity to go into the Walmarts, train us how to paint the Walmarts. CubeSmart, 2 weeks ago, I had a meeting with one of their local rep that he's in charge of 4-state region. And Zach came out, and Zach and I went down and had dinner with this gentleman to talk about potential projects in Colorado and anything that we could help him with. I mean, there's a lot to them. There's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of management. You have to make sure that they're there and they're on time and they clean up. You know, this hotel, as we get to go in there and do that, we're going to have customers walking in and out. So our job is to make sure that those customers are still comfortable. That general manager feels good the way we're doing things, our processes, how we're doing them, even, you know, down to the smallest detail. And I think that's the part that we worry about. So a lot to it, a lot of detail, a lot of stuff that you want to be thinking about. Do your homework, but, you know, and ask all the questions. Really dig in. It takes a lot of due diligence, you know. There is no dumb questions. I would say, you know, Bailey and Zach, the people you'll be talking to, they can help you through all the questions you need to know. They've got a team around them that can help you. The training is good. You know, I think you're going to learn a lot. One thing that Pete Gillifan told me, the guy that wrote the book, he told me that, John, he said, if you've heard of the franchise, you're probably too late. And I really believe that is true, because if you look at like a McDonald's franchise, the money it takes to buy a McDonald's franchise, you're going to spend $1 million to buy that franchise. And, you know, these guys, for the price, you know, you're talking, you know, 75 or 80, depending if you buy 1 territory, 2 territories, 3 territories, what you're buying. But do your homework, really, you know, look at what you're getting and think about the long term. And I think due diligence. Been a pretty exciting year, a lot of growth, a lot of exciting opportunities. Pretty much it's worked out as we talked about in the beginning, and I feel like, you know, it's going to be good for the future and where we're going. It's what I wanted. A lot of hard work between A and B, and but you know, it feels good. It feels like we, you know, I'm accomplishing what I set out to accomplish. So buying the franchise was a good decision. Painter Bros was the right direction for me to go. Where a lot of people, you know, it feels good. It feels good where I'm headed. Great way to start out. Starting out with that project, learned a ton. Started out, obviously, Buckley Air Force Base, did the hotel. From that, we've, you know, I got good recommendations from the general manager at the hotel. And from that, I took it and we bid another hotel in Youngstown, Ohio, and Don Swoop, one of the other franchises, is going to be painting that come December. So we've managed to take what we learned and continue to grow with it. So that was pretty exciting to see Don, you know, have an opportunity also. Going to Connects was definitely worthwhile. And actually following up today, one of the other franchises, Ivan in Washington, D.C., is bidding a Harbor Freight, which was one of the connections that we made at Connects. And, you know, it's one of those, I think the way Zach built Walmart was from the bottom up, top down. So, you know, we've got boots on the ground in D.C. They're going to, you know, do a bid, and then I'm going to connect with the powers to be, the facility managers and those kind of people, so that let them know that, you know, we're doing both ends and we're kind of keeping an eye on, you know, how we're growing, and that we do have that availability nationwide, which is huge. I mean, a lot of these companies, that's what they need. They need that nationwide appearance with, you know, the local presence that gives you that quality. You know, I came out of a position where I had people to do almost everything. So, you know, I had accounting people, I had AR people, I had AP people. And, you know, obviously in this business, it's up to you. It doesn't get done unless you're doing it, right? To start out, I mean, I eventually will hire more people, but I've got to build the volume high enough so I can hire people to do some of the things that I'm currently doing. And that's my goal, is to get the volume high enough that, I feel comfortable hiring new people. So it's been challenging on the admin side, making sure, is the billing done correctly? Did you get the bid in? Did you get the, you know, so I think the time to do that stuff has been challenging for me, where probably a lot of people, it might be a little easier for some people, but I know from myself. And then making sure you work within FM flow. There's no shortcuts. Do it in FM flow, live in FM flow, stay in FM flow. It works. The system is there for the reason. So if you listen to any business books, read any business books or any audio books or anything, which I actually listen to now that I'm driving so much, but, they talk about systems, right? And you got to have the systems to be profitable, to really make it work right. You need the systems. You have to learn. I think you have to be on the project to understand the process, to understand the needs of the people, the needs of what it takes to do one of these projects. Some days you're by yourself and you are working hard and you're like, I wonder if somebody else is going through what I'm going through right now. It's good to share the stories and the camaraderie and how you did this or how you did that, and how you got through it, or somebody else may have a better idea. I think a lot of part-time people, they're looking at that leap of faith saying, will my business support my overhead? Right? I mean, that's the biggest question. And at some point they have to have that faith that they can produce that, their income, replace their income, what they're making. So I felt like Painter Bros allowed the scalability, where I looked at other franchises and I didn't feel like they were scalable enough for what I want. Where this, if you want to work hard, if you got fire in your belly, you just go out there, you get it done, you work hard, you'll find it. You'll find, I think you'll find the jobs. I think they'll, between national accounts and what you're doing. And, I think a lot of it is use the resources you have, which I've done a lot of that. I've got a couple GCs that I dealt with when I was with another company. And, since then we've painted their houses, custom homes, those kind of things. So, not just the commercial side, but, other places. So, but that's fire in the belly. I think, to me, it's always been, what kind of goals do you have, and is it scalable? Is the business large enough for you? And, a lot of people maybe don't want that, but I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted to accomplish. So for me, it was a fairly easy decision.